After the Pushpakamal Dahal faction of ruling NCP organized a nationwide strike, the faction led by Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli staged a massive show of strength in the capital. During his address, the Prime Minister defended his move of dissolving the lower house and outlined that the country has now wholeheartedly embraced the midterm elections. In yet another development, Speaker Agni Sapkota filed a writ at the Supreme Court challenging the constitutional appointments made on Thursday. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama and these are the headlines of the hour. Speaker of the dissolved House Agni Sapkota moves the Supreme Court challenging the appointment at constitutional bodies. The government extends the term of two commissions formed to look into the cases from the insurgency era without following due procedures. Russia expels European diplomats over for joining protests in support of opposition activist Alexei Navalny. And Bayern Munich clinch a 1-0 victory over Hertha Berlin to go 10 points clear at the top of Bundesliga league table. Speaker of the dissolved House of Representatives Agni Sapkota reached Supreme Court to file a writ urging the Apex Court's intervention in the recent constitutional appointments. The development analysts have said is bound to increase the rift between the Speaker and the Prime Minister.
As per the earlier recommendation made by the Constitutional Council, at 11 constitutional bodies, 32 office bearers were appointed and administered oath of office on Wednesday. A hearing on the writ filed by the Speaker has been called for Sunday. The writ has made the President, the Prime Minister, the Chief Justice, Chairman of the National Assembly and all the new office bearers as defendants in the case. Speaker Sapkota, who had refrained from attending the Constitutional Council meeting that pushed with the recommendations, also boycotted the oath-taking ceremony. Hosting a press conference, Speaker Sapkota said that he had to move the court to challenge the repeated breach of constitution by the Oli-led government. The meeting of the Constitutional Council was held on 15th of December, while an ordinance on the council was introduced just hours before the meeting, paving way for the commission chairman and 2 other members to hold the meeting. The meeting at the time was only attended by the Prime Minister and the Chairman of National Assembly. Meanwhile, irrespective of the court verdict on the writ, the Friday development is bound to widen the rift among the prime organs of the state.
Meanwhile, the Supreme Court rejected a writ seeking a stay order on the government appointment at the constitutional bodies. The writ was filed at the Supreme Court on Wednesday seeking an interim order to stay the government decision of proceeding ahead with the appointment at constitutional bodies. However, the single bench of Justice Kumar Regmi has demanded a written clarification from the defendants, President, the Prime Minister, Chairman of National Assembly and Chief Justice for the reason behind the appointment. Likewise, senior advocate Dinesh Tripathi has demanded that the appointments should be scrapped, terming the move as unconstitutional. The government has extended the term of 2 commissions formed to look into the cases from the insurgency era. The terms of Truth and Reconciliation Commission and the Commission of Investigation on Enforced Disappeared Persons were extended riding on an ordinance. The President issued 3rd Amendment Ordinance pertaining to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and the Commission of Investigation on Enforced Disappeared Persons, which led to the extension of the terms by 5 months. However, the 2 commissions are yet to resolve a single case despite 60,000 cases filed at the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and another 3,000 at the Commission of Enforced Disappeared Persons. China has committed to provide 500,000 doses of vaccine against coronavirus to Nepal as grant. In a telephone conversation with Foreign Minister Pradeep Gewali, Chinese State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi expressed his commitment to provide the vaccine doses. According to a press statement issued by the Foreign Ministry, Minister Wang said that China has kept Nepal on high priority for the vaccine cooperation. Earlier on 31st of January, the Chinese embassy in Kathmandu had stated that it would provide 300,000 doses of vaccines produced by its own state-owned company, Sinopharm, to Nepal. According to the ministry, matters of mutual interest were also discussed during the conversation between foreign ministers of both the countries. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked in Sindhu Balchok what might be the reason for leaders' power lost instead of maintaining a life of discipline and simplicity. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
आफ्ना नातागोता आसेपासेलाई कसरी भरण पोषण गर्न सकिन्छ र भ्रष्टाचार कहाँतिर अलिकति मोटै रकम असुल्न सकिन्छ भन्ने मात्रै नियत भएको बुझ्यो।
आश चाहिँ देखाउँछन् उनीहरूले काहीँ पनि पुर्याउँदैनन्, उनीहरू नै कुर्सीमा बस्छन्, उनीहरू नै बकाली भर्छन्।
पावरमा भएपछि त्यही हो, आफ्नो मान्छे अब तपाईँ आफ्नो मान्छे पर्नुभयो भने तपाईँलाई जारी खुवाउने, उहाँ आफ्नो मान्छे पर्नु उहाँलाई खुवाउने, मलाई खुवाउने हैन, अनि अब बाहिरका मान्छेलाई वास्ता नगर्ने। अनि हाम्रो लागि चाहिँ हो भने त अब प्रधानमन्त्री र राष्ट्रपति चाहिँ यसरी गाउँको चुनाव गराइदिनु राम्रो हुन्थ्यो।
नेताहरू चाहिँ जो कुर्सीमा चाहिँ ताक्छन्, गाउँको केही विकासहरू केही वास्ता व्यस्ता गर्दैनन्।
व्यक्तिगत स्वार्थले गर्दाखेरि अब जनताले चाहिँ मार खाने भए।
दाम कमाउनु त नपाइने पो कुर्सी छोडेपछि अब 2 वर्षलाई भनेर त जनताले 5 वर्षले भने जनताले भोट त दिया हुन् नि। अब हेर्नुस् 3 वर्ष नि पुरा भएन। यारी अब स्थिर सरकारै भएन। अब भोट दिँदा पनि सुख छैन, नदिँदा पनि झन सुख छैन, उनीहरुकै तानातान।
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what's your take on ownership debate at the Annapurna Conservation Area between the central government and the province? Your options are A, inclined towards conservation, B, eyeing income, and C, natural clash in federalism. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for our special segment, Media Watch.
The recommended office bearers at different constitutional bodies were administered the oath of office and secrecy on Wednesday without conducting the customary parliamentary hearing process, which has raised questions on the credibility of the constitutional bodies. Their appointment has also affected the hearing on the writs filed at the Supreme Court against the recommendations. Chief Justice Cholendra Samsher Rana administered the oath of office and secrecy to all the chiefs of the constitutional bodies at the presence of President Bidyadevi Bhandari. This was followed by the oath-taking ceremony of the members by their respective chairmen. The Constitutional Council, a month and a half ago, had recommended 38 names to be appointed at 11 different constitutional bodies. As per the Work Execution Act of the Federal Parliament, the recommendations automatically go through the appointment process in the absence of parliamentary hearing for 45 days. House Speaker Agni Sapkota had sent back the recommendations to the Constitutional Council on Sunday. Meanwhile, Vice President Nanda Bahadur Poon and Speaker Agni Sapkota boycotted the oath-taking ceremony, saying the appointments breached the constitutional process. The Pushpa Kamal Dahal Madhav Kumar Nepal faction of the Nepal Communist Party once again filed its claims of legitimacy of the party at the Election Commission on Tuesday. Referring to Article 44 of the Political Parties Act, the faction made its claims, saying that it holds majority at the Central Committee. The faction reiterated that the Central Committee had replaced Prime Minister and Party Chairman KP Sharma Oli with Madhav Kumar Nepal as the new chairman. Leaders including chairman duo of the faction, Pushpa Kamal Dahal and Madhav Kumar Nepal, had reached the Election Commission to file their claim. The faction submitted signatures of 275 out of 441 Central Committee members. Following the dissolution of the House of Representatives on 20th of December, both the factions led by Pushpa Kamal Dahal and by Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli have been claiming legitimacy of the party. A contempt of court case was filed against Chairman of the Nepal Communist Party, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, at the Supreme Court on Monday. Advocate Samir Hayu registered the case at the Apex Court against Chairman Dahal, alleging him of giving public speeches, mounting pressure on justices in the sub judice case at the court. This is Abhyuday Shrestha for Media Watch and Kantipur News Desk.
That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.